Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground, but a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
Alright, so we need to get this poor guy to bed before he passes out. He's not doing so well, but we should probably eat first. I think he's starving too. Robard?
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Please tell me what happened in Skalitz.
I
have a
heard
king
about your
there.
father. They say he was a swordsmith who moved to the countryside to be horses.
It seemed like any other day. And then I saw thick smoke rising above the hamlet of Rovna. Soon, Sigismund's army were finished there and came for us. The order to attack must have come even before the alarm bell rang.
God preserve us.
I ran to the castle for shelter with the others. Behind me I could hear the shouts of the attackers and the screams of the wounded. Then I turned and saw father trying to save mother. They were both killed. The gate was closed by then. The men on the battlements were calling to me to run and warn you here. And with God's help I made it.
My God, that's horrible. You were lucky to survive. And our thanks for warning us. I'll pray that you see better times.
Okay, so let's find that kitchen. I think it's in here. Oh yeah, Robard's waiting for me.
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bozhena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear. Aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
All right, let's get this food before he passes out. And I'm gonna grab some of these roasted, what are they, duck legs? They look like duck legs. I don't know, I don't eat duck, so I don't know what part of the duck you would typically eat, but that looks like a leg. So let's actually put some of that down. Right, food. Lentil soup. Oh wait, that was the one I picked up from home. Let's eat the lentil mash as well. We'll keep the roast duck for later. Alright, so we better get to bed. You can see him dozing off as he stands there. So, I believe our bed is over here. In this room. Oh god, he's like passing out. Here we go. Okay, let's close the door. And before he lands face first on the ground, let's get these boots off. We don't want to piss off Robard. There we go. Bare feet. Okay, and then we sleep. I've got to say, they've done a great job with all the characters in this game. They all have like their own, you know, real personality to them, but especially the main couple of people in Talmberg I really like. Robard, Lady Stephanie, and even the Lord himself. I forget his name right now. But I think those three especially are really good characters in this. So, nighty-night. Here we go. I'm just going to set it for 8 hours. They're going to wake us up at some point in here, so I don't know that it matters.
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to. But to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace. To let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands. A fellow by the name of Kunish owed money to Father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Kunish had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved, but Kunish still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good, letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Oh.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzig. The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzig himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town. I saw smoke on the horizon from a village Sigismund pillaged on the way to our town, which was soon to meet the same fate.
God have mercy.
And then death descended on Skalitz. The gate to the castle was open. The bells and horns sounded the alarm, and the villagers ran to the castle to take cover. They were carrying the few possessions they could grab in haste, and I saw the terror in their eyes.
I can't even imagine how awful it must have been.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle. I ran as if my life depended on it, which it did. But my guardian angel watched over me, and I made it to the mill below the castle.
It's as well you did. The Lord be praised.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
Oh, you poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Harvel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
All right, let's go check this out. We will need to eat again, though, so I guess let's get that out of the way while we put our boots back on. I always find it so funny that she brings in that giant bowl of food and then we don't, like, she just takes it back with her. Like, what was the point? Like, oh, this was for me. I don't know what you're thinking. I was just on my way back from grabbing a midnight snack and thought I'd pop in to talk to you. Anyways, let's get out of here. This is to the outside? No, this one. To the battlements. Oh man, look at that rain. It's really coming down. Battlements. Not that way. I think we can get there from up here. Ah, I forget now. Yeah, let's try this. Alright, wrong way. We have to go over here. I completely forgot that there was a way up in this spot.
We don't know this country like we do. We could hide out somewhere until it blows over. Maybe.
I think they're talking about deserting. Okay. Almost there.
Sigismund and his army, prepare for the worst. But don't be daunted by their numbers. Heed my commands, and all will end well.
Hey, you men down there. Tell the people outside the walls to prepare for attack. Quickly, do you understand?
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. and Sir Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Farewell.
Halt! Who goes there?
Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robert?
Sir Radzig. What a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir. He is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
Well, what will you do then?
We'll march to Rattay. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense, and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Hovel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! Don't be a short way right there now!
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch at the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry. I'll tell the men to relieve you later. May the Lord watch over you.
Okay. So, not a whole lot we need to do here. We can talk to the guards if we want, but when we do that, they're just going to tell us to basically keep our heads down and sort of wait it out. And what they're trying to tell you is just go stand off to the side and pass the time. So let's talk to this guy. I believe he's the one that'll tell us.
Jesus Christ be praised.
That was a little flat.
What do you think about how the Skalitz folk managed to flee the siege?
thank the Lord. I thought it was Sigismund descending on us.
It seems everyone thought that.
Well, we were all expecting the worst. And the truth is, I'm still worried what will happen when Sigismund comes here. And come he will, of that I'm sure. I just hope we'll be as fortunate when we're face to face with that fucker. By the way, Henry, my condolences.
Thank you.
Wandering around like a stray sheep must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Farewell.
Alright, so we kept our watch for all 2 minutes. So now we can just pass the time. And again, I don't think it matters here. It'll just kind of interrupt your waiting whenever they're ready to jump to the next bit of exposition.
Everyone to the Bailey Battlement. Quickly, we have visitors.
Alright, it sounds like trouble. Let's hustle. Oh, are we going that way? Okay. Apparently we're going this way.
Move it!
I was running to the wrong battlements. I don't have any... Well, I mean, I got this really nice sword. I don't have any armor, though. I don't know how much help I'll be if there's a siege here.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. You may be in for a surprise. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalitz and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir MacLeod von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markvard. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzik Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzik of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzik is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzik Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzik Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there's little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Kuttenberg? Well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good lord gave me ears. And I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed. But it was the Kuttenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad. These are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair. Him and Wenceslas's cousin, Jobst. And that cabal helped him abduct the king.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
Because the lords there could have risen against him with their armies and stopped his conquest of the Bohemian territories?
That's part of it. King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favored it?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg, Sigismund killed two birds with one stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
Where did these humans come from anyway?
I don't know much about them, only what the Chamberlain said. That they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of warfare. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power and money.
So Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
So Robard, my parents died there. I can't leave them to be eaten by dogs. What would you do in my place?
Sorry, lad, but I won't take orders. You'll have to wait until everything settles down, and maybe your lord will change his mind. Take care now.
Alright guys, so we're almost done with the very cinematic heavy prologue. The last thing we need to do is escape Talmberg, head back to Skalitz, and attempt to bury our parents, and then there will be a little bit more exposition, and then we'll be done with the prologue entirely. So I'm gonna cut through here. We're gonna get back to the actual little castle area. It's worth noting there is a guy here, this guy I believe, that you can buy stuff from. No, not him. Where is he? Maybe it's this guy. Nope. Is it you? Yeah.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin. God be with you.
So I think this guy's actually a fence, but you can buy stuff from him, which is very helpful. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot to sell, other than Savior Schnapps, but I feel like we could unload some, because it would be worth having a couple lockpicks in our inventory. So I'm going to do that. We're going to trade maybe 2 of these for as many lockpicks as that will cover. So what are we getting for that? Oh, right, of course, 47.4. And these are what, 10 apiece? 18 apiece. Okay. That's what, 3 and change? And what can I get for 6.6? Maybe a bandage? Maybe some dried meat? Let's do... Can always get food. Food's not hard to come by. Let's grab a bandage. Interesting. I don't have that much. Let's take the bandage off then. Right. This is you pay, not we get. So let's go ahead and haggle.
Can we do something about the price?
Naturally.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go here.
What do you say to this?
It's all the same to me.
A nice sum. Just lower your demands a little and we'll agree.
Alright. So we'll split the difference.
Forget it then.
Ever since Sigismund conquered Gutenberg,
Alright, we'll try one more
can't
time.
even trust common pilgrims anymore. There's that many brigands roaming around.
Hey guys, I'm trying to make a trade deal here.
If you've got the coin. Take care now.
Alright, I'll go through this a little bit faster. So sell 2. Oh, he's offering us less. We lost a little bit of rep with him, I think. And we'll buy 3. Okay. So we can't actually do this deal anymore, because now what we're paying is more than what we actually have. I guess I can only buy 2 lockpicks then. Wait. There we go. Okay, let's try this one more time.
Let's have a word about the price.
Why not?
Let's see. If I go here, what'll he say?
We're getting there. Just drop the price a bit more.
Alright. I'll go there.
Finally, a reasonable sum.
Okay, so we gained a bit of rep there, and I think I actually made a little bit of money on that deal, rather than paying a little bit extra. Okay, so we've got lockpicks. Now, let's talk to the gate guard, because he's going to actually suggest some ideas for how to get out of here. Now, if you don't want to bother with any of this, what you can do is literally just hop out right here and make a run for it. But there is a lot of guards about, as you can see. You know, everybody's on high alert with Sigismund in the area, so, you know, do that at your own peril. But that is a viable solution. I'm going to show you the better way, in my opinion. The more interesting way, certainly.
God be with you.
I need to get out of here.
And I need a feather bed with a comely wench in it. But it looks like we'll both be disappointed. Sir Divish gave orders not to open the gate, and you especially are not to be let out.
My mother and father were left in Skalitz like carrion. I have to bury them. I can't leave them to the dogs.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I can't. You'll have to persuade Sir Robard, or think something up so I don't end up in the shit for it. Otherwise, forget it.
What am I supposed to think up?
How should I know? Maybe some disguise so I could say I didn't recognize you? If a Talmberg soldier turns up, all kitted out properly, in armor and a helmet, then of course I let him go. That's obvious.
All right, I'll have a look around for something.
Farewell.
Okay, so if you're going to go about it this way, it's important that you talk to him first, because otherwise he'll actually see through your disguise potentially and maybe call you out on it. But now that you've kind of got this arrangement, he'll kind of notice it's you, give you a nod, and let you by. But you still have to come up with the disguise first. So the next thing you'll want to do is talk to Lady Stephanie. You don't actually have to do this, but it is definitely worth doing because, well, you'll see in a moment. But if you don't want to talk to her for whatever reason, you can just go steal some Talmberg guard stuff. You'll find it in, I believe, that tower right there. And we will do that in a moment, but first we're going to talk to her. I don't recall which room is hers. She's usually up here somewhere. Is this her? Yeah.
The Lord save you. What do you need?
I would like to ask your assistance, my lady, if I may be so bold.
What's the matter, lad?
I need to get out of the castle, and your husband is keeping me here by force.
Why, for the love of God, would you want to leave the castle?
My parents are lying in the mud of Skalitz at the mercy of dogs and jackdaws. I can't just leave them there.
That's terrible. May the Lord have mercy on their souls. But how can I help you, Henry? I don't want your death on my conscience.
If I could just get past the guard at the gate somehow.
But you can. If you wear a proper suit of armor, and if he can't see your face, he won't recognize you and he'll let you go.
Good thinking. And where can I get the armor?
At the armory?
Where's that?
In the gate tower. But the soldiers sleep in other places around the castle too, and you might find armor nearby.
It's rather embarrassing, but if I'm to pay a bribe, I need money. Unfortunately, I don't have any.
Well, how would you? Don't worry your head about it. This should be enough.
Thank you, my lady. I will repay you, I swear. They'll certainly ask where I'm going.
You could tell them Sir Robard sent you to Ujitz, to ask the parish priest how the folk there are faring.
That sounds reasonable. Thank you, my lady. I must go now.
May the Lord watch over you.
Okay, so obviously, she will also give you a suggestion as to how you get out, and it's the same as if you talk to the guy at the gate. However, she was very specific that we would need to obscure our face in order to succeed there. But because we've talked to the guard at the gate, we actually don't need to worry about that. He will recognize us, but at this point, we have sort of an arrangement with him. If you don't have that arrangement, then you'll need to do what she suggested and make sure that they can't recognize you. So, we'll want to sneak in here, and we're going to have to pick this lock. Oh, it's too difficult, so I can't. Never mind. I think we have to go upstairs, well, up ladder rungs to find some stuff. Or I might be in the wrong place, actually. You know what? I think I am. But let's look at this anyways. Okay, I can't get in there. Yeah, I'm in the wrong place. Oops. So, where we actually want to be, and she did mention this, now that I think about it, is, I think it's that one. But I may be wrong. Let's try it. Because that technically is sort of a gate tower. Well, I guess this is more of one. I'm going to wash while I'm here. We were getting a little bit filthy there. Okay. So, if we go up here very slowly. Oh, great. Of course you're going in there. I think this is where she was referring to.
There?
Nobody? Oh, excuse me. Okay. Well, at least you're moving on. Right. So this is where she's referring to. Let's close this behind us. We'll crouch. And let's see. I wouldn't mind a shield. Shields are pretty good, especially if you're not great. Oh, hello.
Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? If you
Trying
don't
to
clear
leave?
off quick, it'll be the worse for you.
I'm trying. Ah, okay. He's going to make this difficult. Yeah, you can walk over there. Or around the corner, even. There we go. Alright, so my mistake there was not sneaking when I closed the door. Hopefully he doesn't come back now. Alright, at least we got the shield. Let's see. Anything in here? No. I'm going to pick this lock very quickly. I actually find lockpicking in this game to be quite easy, but I know some people don't. Let's see. I am a bit rusty, however. Oh. Shoot. Ladder. He's not making this easy on me. Okay. If he comes in, what we can do is run out that door. This is a private area that we're in right now, but as soon as we step through this threshold here, we're no longer in a private area. So we're safe. The issue is everything that we need is downstairs. But let's look at these chests while we're up here. Oh, too difficult. We'll need to practice on other chests or something, or come back later. Ah, you bastard, go away. So that chest has everything we need in it. Okay. One more time. And we'll just steal all. And let's get back upstairs. Just in case we run into him again. And we'll just go out this way. Alright, now we're in the clear. Okay, so let's see what we got. We have a... Well, let's start from the bottom. So this padded coif. A mail collar. This light padded armor, which is just a gambeson. Some hunter's gloves. These are actually pretty good gloves. I use these pretty much well into the game, actually. Although if you're running heavier armor, you may not want to. But if you're doing like a medium to light armor or sort of like stealth build, these can actually be very good gloves for you. We'll throw this on. And of course the common bassinet. So there we go. I believe we are now a Talmberg soldier. And if you're unsure, what you can do is actually return... I want to go this way. This is probably more efficient. We'll just have to hope he's not there. Actually, it doesn't matter now because I think we're disguised enough. You know what? Let's see what's in here. I'll take those. Get a few arrows. Not that we have a bow yet. Actually, we have a bow. Somebody's walking around downstairs. Keep an eye on that ladder. Okay, that's one arrow. Let's try to grab the other. You know what? It'd be easier just taking from this. And once more. Oh, and there's some swords in here.
Who's there?
Oh boy. Nobody's here. Okay. Enough of that. Let's go around this way. We did get a couple swords there, though, which will be very helpful later. We got needle, which is going to be, it looks like a little bit more on the stabby end of the tree there, and then this reliable blade that's pretty even, so 20-20 versus needle being 29-23. So this is actually the better sword. But for now we have Sir Radzig's sword, so we'll keep that out. Okay, so after doing a full lap... Oh, I just took damage? Weird. We're back in here. Let's go talk to Lady Stephanie. She'll actually confirm for you whether or not you are a convincing guard. So it's just a way to kind of check to make sure you have the requisite disguise. Great, she's not in here. Can't pick that. Oh, I can do this one, though. Let's do a little bit of thieving. You know what? No. This is supposed to be sort of a roleplay series. Henry wouldn't steal from Lady Stephanie. He's not above theft. Especially not in his current predicament, but not against the people who have been so kind to him this far. I don't know where she is, though. She's usually in her bedroom, or one of these rooms is like a small chapel. Yeah, there we go.
My lady.
God be with you. I'm sorry. Do I know you?
It's me, my lady. Henry.
I
As if
didn't
she couldn't see his
recognize you
face.
at all. I still think you should stay here in the safety of the castle, Henry. But I see your heart is drawing you away from here. God go with you.
So yeah, just a little bit of nice dialogue there. Although, like, the fact that she couldn't recognize him, she's either being, like, really, what's the word? Like, a little bit patronizing, or the game's just pretending like she just couldn't recognize him. So, one of our objectives, and this isn't a big one, is we can actually take our horse. This is the horse that we rode in on, so you'll notice all the other horses. Can't even take that one. But these say mount in steel. This one does not. So we can actually get on this one without any problems. And ride it out of here. Now, we won't get to keep this horse beyond the prologue, but it does make finishing the prologue a little bit easier. And you can jump the horse off there too if you'd rather go about it that way, but we just spent all this time getting our disguise, so why would we do that? Alright, good sir. How close do I need to be here? Can I not talk to you on the horse? Okay, fine. Making this hard.
I need to get out of here.
Then I'm afraid you're out of luck. Ah, I see. All right then. But if you breathe a word about me to anyone, may the Lord watch over you. Hey! Open the gate!
So yeah, if you don't set up that little arrangement with him, he will say that you can't go, even if you are in the guard disguise. And then you'll either have to bribe him, or you'll have to try to persuade him using the excuse that she gave you. I totally took off in the wrong direction. Let's go back this way.
You'll have to wait for me here, friend. Better to keep going on my own. Looks like they've already gone.
Okay, so the game jumps us a little bit ahead to, I believe this is Rubna. Yeah. So we can see sort of what happened here. They supposedly got hit first, like they mentioned in the cutscenes and dialogue. And yeah, it's pretty rough. I'm not going to loot any of the bodies here, although we will run into people who don't have any qualms with that. And it's not that I necessarily do either, but you do get different dialogue in the future depending on what you kind of choose to do along here.
What are you doing here? Tired of life, are you?
Alright. Let's duel this guy. This is our first little bit of sword play, like proper sword play. We've got a far better weapon, luckily.
Fuck!
I'm gonna do a little bit of feinting. Because, oh, well, he's already down. Let's mercy kill him. He ain't getting up from that. Alright. Now, bandits, I have no problem looting. We'll take his leather jerkin, his light gambeson, anything that's worth a decent amount of money, which in fact is basically everything but his foot wraps. I'm going to throw his little leather jerkin on because this is going to give us better protection. And if we look at the item info, I believe the visibility and conspicuousness is going to be a lot lower than this. So this thing being red is very visible and conspicuous, so we'll be noticed easier if we're trying to stealth. This is going to protect us better, and it's a little bit harder to detect us in. Also, if we look at this gambeson, it's got a protection of 6 versus a weight of 13. The padded armor we're wearing is 5 versus 13. And let's see. If you want a better breakdown of the protection, you can look here. So, stab defense 2, slash defense 3, blunt defense 6. This one is just objectively worse. And let's see. This one is a little bit more visible for some reason. But it's also more durable and again the better protection. So let's throw that on. And I think that's pretty much all we need to do there. What kind of weapon did he drop? I didn't see it. But anything that you can turn into money later is generally a good idea to pick up. You won't find anything valuable on these bodies, by the way. But, you know, still feel free to loot them. It'll just change the dialogue later. Oh, there we go. Alright, so just a long knife. Okay, am I headed in the right direction? I think so. Yeah, we'll follow this road back to Skalitz. Okay, so as we approach this fork of the road here, we're going to want to stay to the left. And you'll notice that I'm encumbered. Do not worry about encumbrance in the prologue here, because very shortly it's not going to matter. And I hope that's not too much of a spoiler, but I would say, again, anything that you can pick up during the prologue and turn into groschen for yourself later, I would just grab. As long as you can still muster a decent little jog like this, you are fine. There should be at least one more duel coming up for us, outside of, you know, any story bits. So,
why would anyone do this? What did these poor souls ever do to them?
Bring there. Ah, there's a looter.
Hey,
so yeah,
who's
here's
there?
our second duel. Henry's here.
Well,
Ah.
I never.
Oh, really?
The pig turns up
Didn't do
willingly
anything?
For this
I love how that went right through him and
Shit.
didn't even. Uh-oh. Gotcha. I'll take that. And what do you got for me? More hunter's gloves, leather jerkin, linen hood. Ooh, some noble's shoes. I'm just going to grab all of it. And we can actually put some of that on. So if we look at armor, my hunter's gloves are in better shape, so I'll keep those. He's got the same leather jerkin, but this one's a little bit better shape as well. Probably because he did land that one hit on me. Got a linen hood that will replace... I don't think we have anything in that slot, honestly. Let's throw our... No, if we put the red scarf on, we'll be visible again. Not that it matters. Let's do it. And then we can also put these on. It'll give us a little bit more protection. Speaking of protection, are these better than what I'm currently wearing? Where's my green hose? Tight olive hose. Okay. Let's also look at noise and charisma in this case. These are better for sneaking about, but they've also got almost no charisma. So I'm going to keep these on. Okay, and off we go.
What's going on there? Who's there?
Found another looter. So let's deal with this guy.
Well, now, that blood's still pouring out from
A
under
little
some
overzealous there. So it won't let me faint yet. I don't think we're high enough in skill. But I keep trying to faint, and it won't let me. I'm just going to finish him off. Come on, go down. Ah. Ooh, this is a good opportunity. Weapons. Equip that, and equip this. Why isn't my bow equipped? What the hell? Well, so much for trying to shoot him. There we go. Alright, well... Yeah, it won't even let me pull this bow. It's too heavy. Anyways, this is the entrance to town. What I've been looking for. Let's get our sword back out. And as we'll see, there are people...
He didn't run like me. He died with a sword in his hand.
There are people that you'll recognize scattered about the floor, like the bailiff here. We can borrow his sword there. And I believe we'll see, what's his name, Deutsch as well. Who's this? Alright, nobody important apparently. There he is.
You stood by his side when he did this to you. In the end, you were a hero. You didn't run away. You didn't abandon me like me.
So that's the guy that was talking trash about the king earlier, whose house we threw dung at. The game does not like this area in terms of performance.
Why did you do it to me, Father? Why? Why did you leave me? Forgive me. Forgive me for everything. Next time I won't run. I'll never run away again. I'll find the one who did this to you. I remember his face. I'll find him. But first, I have to find a shovel and take care of you. I remember you told me you wanted to lie beside Mother. Here. Under the linden tree. At least I can do that much for you.
Get away, you mutt! Get away, you beast!
What's going on? Zbyszek, what in God's name are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Digging turnips? The beast just went for me.
Isn't that Mutt the butcher's? Mutt? And isn't that body the butcher's?
Yeah, that's him. What's that got to do with anything?
I'd say the poor creature is standing guard over his master. You weren't trying to get to him, were you?
What do you care what I'm doing here? What are you doing here?
Came to bury my parents.
So bury them and leave me be.
How did you manage to get away?
How do you think? I ran.
Do you know what happened to Teresa from the room? When I fled, the humans wanted to... They meant to violate her, and God knows what else.
No, I don't know. What do I care? They probably raped her and killed her like all the others. Her misfortune. Right now, I've got to take care of myself.
Would you lend me that spade? I'll have to dig a grave. I can't find another.
What's it worth to you? I see you have a fine sword. I'll gladly trade you my spade for that. How did you come by it, anyway?
My father forged it for Sir Radzig. It's my duty to deliver it to him. It's not for sale.
Go right ahead and dig that grave with your sword. See how that goes. And where will you dig it anyway? Here? You're not going to lay your parents in unhallowed ground, are you?
Father said he wanted to be buried here, and I can't take them to St. James's. God willing, later I can find a priest to consecrate the ground. I've interrupted you robbing the dead. Is that why you're so ill-tempered? You bastard. Haven't you got a shred of honor?
And what of it? The butcher has no more need of coin. And now that I think of it, your sword would do me quite nicely as well. Will you hand it over without a fuss, or do you want to end up like the butcher here?
The only way you'll touch this sword is when I shove it in your guts.
So that's the way of it? Not without a sword, huh? Well, this isn't the end, fucker!
So he just runs away. You can fight him. I thought he'd actually fist fight us, but apparently not. I think because we were successful in our intimidation there. So I think this is actually the dog that is going to be in the new DLC.
Your good master won't be leaving this.
But I don't know for sure. Anyways, there is another DLC coming out with the dog companion. I think that is the dog. But we got our spade. So let's continue back to where we're going to dig, which is, of course, up by the house under the tree. And we'll go from there.
So, let's get to it. Damn it all. How am I going to do this?
Do you need some help? Is that him?
Yes. Can't you see the sword?
Who are you? What do you want?
Zbyszek? Who do you think we are? Franciscan brothers? We're here to rob you of everything you've got. Especially that fine blade that's of no use to a peasant like you anyway.
Banish the thought. It is my father's sword.
You mean him? I don't think he's going to be needing it anymore. Listen here, boy. You hand over that sword, I might just let you go. If not, you're in for a family reunion you really don't want.
Leave me alone.
Kill him, Runt! Aye, cut the bastard down.
As you like. Could have just cost you a few teeth.
Ah!
Alright, so as you might have expected, this fight is unwinnable. You can beat the hell out of him, he'll get you eventually. I don't think you can down him. Oh, ouch. But realistically, with a weapon like that, he wouldn't be that hard to beat. I'll do my best to keep him at bay, though. Let's see how long I can keep this charade up for. Oh. I don't have, like, combos or anything yet. I can't dodge. So all I can really do is just kind of keep pushing him back with this like that. I'm surprised he's letting me land all these hits. Oh, yeah, there it is.
I told you how it would end. You should have listened to me. This is nice work. The chief is going to like it. It's new, isn't it? And now, for the maiden bloodletting. Surely your father never would have imagined it would be your blood. I believe there's a word for such moments. The old man would certainly know. But I'm just a common killer. Did you help make it? No doubt you did. Such miserable luck. To die by the sword you helped forge.
Hey, go fuckers! The games are over.
George! Disperse this rebel!
Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That is going to be the end of the prologue, and so in the next episode we'll be starting with the sort of game at large, where we'll have a little bit more freedom to run around and, you know, operate as we please. There will still be a couple of cutscenes, especially at the beginning, because where I'm going to cut this episode is going to fall somewhere in between the transition into the sandbox portion of the game, just to make the introduction to the next episode a little bit smoother. But we should be seeing a lot more actual gameplay, and I will actually get to do some commentary in the next episode for once, rather than just sitting around and watching cinematics with you guys. So again, I hope you guys are enjoying so far. I'm excited to be back in this game world. It's one that I really enjoy, and I don't know, there's certain games, and I get this with Skyrim too, where it almost feels like a bit of a homecoming when you return to it after not having played for a long time, and I think that speaks a lot to the quality of the game world, where you feel so immersed that it almost feels like this friendly, familiar place that you kind of miss when you've been away for a while. But anyways, again, I do hope you guys are enjoying. Don't forget to keep leaving those likes and comments to let me know that you are enjoying it, and I'll keep cranking these out as quickly as I can. So, with that, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Kingdom Come Deliverance with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.